what's going on, guys? Listen, thank you so much for tuning into the channel on today. It's going to be a very, very good broadcast on today. I think that most of us are that are. If you're here, you're watching this video because you're mission oriented. You're mission oriented. You're about purpose. You're about moving into your destiny, maximizing your life, being everything that you possibly can in order to live out your purpose in this earth. And so I want to thank you all for tuning in on today. I do not take it lightly that you would click on this video just by simply seeing the title or seeing the video, period. So thank you so much for tuning in. So on today, I wanted to talk a little bit, just for a few moments about, understanding a little bit about numerology. And I'll tell you first how I got into numerology and how it ever since I got into it, how it affected me. So I was raised up in the church, and was in the church for all my life. I was even a minister for quite some time, and traveled the United States, should I say. I'm not gonna say the globe. Traveled the United States, doing a lot of teaching, biblical teaching. And through the process of time and experience, and as I began to dig more and more within the Bible, I began to see the reference to numbers. I begin to understand that these numbers that are in the Bible, whenever the Bible talks about anything numerically related, there's a bigger picture, right? There's a bigger picture here. The Bible is full of code, and it's our job to decipher and extract from the text exactly what the text is saying. And we do that a lot by interacting with others who are on the same path as you are, and conferring things, and just living a lifestyle that is constantly, you're constantly digging and constantly researching. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about that in just a few minutes, because even that in itself is related to my life path number, the number on my life, right? And I'm going to talk a little bit about life path, but I just want to say that if you have an open mind, and if you're open to the things of the spirit realm, then this conversation, this information I'm going to give you on today, I'm sure it's going to help you out a lot. This is not a I'm going to use the word religious. This is not religious based, although it carries a lot of godly influence. But I want you to understand that numerology is for all people. It doesn't matter what you practice, whether you're a Christian, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Buddhist, whether you're whatever faith path you walk in, this is for you. It's for everybody. This is not like a closed door. You have to be this to understand, or you got to be this, or you got to be that, because numerology covers all people, right? It's kind of like the law, right? So the law is supposed, let's use the word supposed to work for everybody. It's related to everybody. It's related to all people. But numerology is the same. Things of the spirit is the same. Understand the laws in the spirit realm and the laws in the natural realm. They cover all people. It doesn't matter what your belief system is, no matter how you're walking and what you're doing. They cover it. You are affected by these things. And so I say that because sometimes individuals will send me messages or send me things, and most of the time they're faith related, or maybe they're asking a question that's, maybe, according to what they believe or their belief system. And it's okay, that's fine. But I want you to understand that this channel and what I'm talking about on today is not under the restriction of any set religious path that you may take or faith path that you may take. This is not restricted to that. This covers all mankind. Everybody falls under the umbrella. Okay, so when it comes to numerology, I think that one of the things that we have to understand is that numerology involves various different patterns, right? So for one, their individual patterns, they kind of depict the person's choices and their actions, and how these actions determine what will happen during that individual's life. Now, this is why it's, sometimes it's said even in certain circles that numerology could be used to determine one's true personality or understand where that individual's coming from or where they're headed to, right? So you want to remember patterns when you speak of life, even in general. Everything is full of patterns, whether you're reading a spiritual book or whatever it is that you're doing. There's always patterns, right? If you have relationships with different individuals, they know you according to the patterns that you live out. The pattern, your set pattern. If you're known to come to work every day and on time, that's a pattern, right? If you're known to deliver what you say you're going to deliver, it's a pattern. People expect that from you, that you already done business with and dealt with. If you're not known to be a keeper of your word, that's a pattern. People know you as somebody that, hey, he or she doesn't keep their word. So patterns are very important. The second type of pattern is what they call a community pattern. Or a community pattern is basically how every person's numerological pattern affects their life. Okay, especially if they're if you're in the same company as everybody else. Let's say you're all in the same room. There's a community pattern that exists. Okay, and so what happens is community patterns affect other people. All right, they affect other people. They don't just affect you. There's certain patterns that are in the community or in the atmospheres that you walk in or that you dwell in. There are certain patterns that exist, right? And numerology is the exact same way. It literally everything is derived off of patterns, of the universe, patterns of the stars, how the arrangement of the stars, how the stars they have a set pattern that they arrange on a daily basis, and they go through a cycle and they repeat again. And so they're constantly being arranged a certain way. But we have to understand that the arrangement of the galaxy, the arrangement of the stars are also speaking to mankind. The creator uses the stars so that mankind can understand how things are moving, how things are operating, what's the influence that exists on today or right now in my life. Knowing what influence is available. I'm using the word influence, but a lot of times you hear people use the word energy, right? And I use the word energy a lot, but for those who sometimes, people hear that word energy, they get a little crossed up. But basically energy is that influence. It's that influence that exists. It's energy is everywhere you go. There's always some measure of influence, right? So we have friends that come to our house, and I remember one time a person said, "You know what? I don't know what it is. Whenever I come to your house, the minute I step in, this peace, I feel peaceful. I feel relaxing." But my wife and I laugh because a lot of people that come over, whether they're new to our home or whether they've been to our home before, they always end up, it's like they slip into an oasis, right? And they just relax, they kick back, they're on the couch. Next thing you know, they're knocked out sleep. Happens like all the time, even to like guests who are not like quote unquote regulars, right? It could be somebody to come here to visit us for the first time, right? For whatever reason, whether we formed a relationship with them outside and it continued, and then one day they decide to come over, they come in here, immediately they're subdued by the peace, because that's an energy that we work in this house. We work that energy of peace in this house. Where there's peace in the house, there's different ways of going about that, but that's not the nature of what I'm speaking of. But what I am saying is that community, atmosphere, right, gives a certain pattern. There's a certain consistency in atmospheres, and unless those consistencies are broken, then the pattern will continue, right? So the third and final type of pattern is parallel patterns of numbers, right? Or should I say, the way people play things off as coincidences, right? So we all experience certain things like that we tend to think is like, or it probably just a coincidence. You have times in your life, if you could sit back and map out or map back of coincidences and when they occurred and when they happened, you would literally be amazed. If you could track the coincidences, you'll find that they're not coincidences. They're by design. The energy that you were moving in, that you move in right now, whatever energy that is, whatever influence that you're under or that you remain under on a regular basis, that influence or that energy is a producer of certain outcomes. And the outcomes show up in different ways, right? And so when it comes to parallel patterns, those are things that which a lot of people say, oh, it was coincidence. Hey, what do you know? I was out at the store and I bumped into somebody. Hey, they're from the same hometown I'm from. Wow, do you understand? I never, or hey, we happen to work at the same company. We were there at the same time. I didn't know this guy. I didn't know this lady. I didn't, certain things, right? Or maybe someone that they know, and you find out you have a connection, right? It's coincidence. I just was in the store. No, it wasn't coincidence. It was the energy that you walk in association with the community pattern, as well as your individual pattern, right? Those things have strong influence on your life. Nothing is a coincidence. It happened because there's a certain energy or influence that you walk under that produces on a regular basis, whether you want to recognize it or not, whether you do recognize it or not. There's certain patterns, and numerology works the same way. Numerology moves in patterns. It moves in patterns. There's a constant loop. Okay, and once you understand what influence is happening, concerning what influence or what energies are flowing from the numbers that exist for your life, it literally can affect how you begin to make decisions, right? How to get decisions to move more so in your favor, right? Even if that particular number or that energy, sometimes, I'm going to use the word negative, but it's really it's really more so to be looked at as something that's like a dimension of awareness, right? And so if I tell you, if you're in a room and there's two doors to go in and out of, right? You can go, there's a door to the left and there's a door to the right in that room. However, I do want to let you know that the door to the left, there's a fire blocking the door. Now you can still get out that door, but that door comes with certain consequences. However, if you go right, you can walk right out, and there's no consequences of you exiting out of the right door. But if you walk out of the left door, you can still get the same outcome of being out of the room. However, there's going to be some consequences with that, because you're going to have to go through that fire to get out on the other side, and you may get burned up. You may get some injuries. There's a lot of things that come with that. You can go that way. Nobody's stopping you. You can go that direction. However, if you go right, you can get out with no problem, unscathed, untouched. Just as beautiful as you were when you came in the door, you're going to exit the door. Okay. So this is how numerology works, right? So when things when we go to research the numerology on a pattern on our own life, I want you to be aware that uh you know, even if things come out, or if you pick up on something, or if things are revealed to your from your numerology report, that there's certain things you deem as negative, don't look at them as like negative as in like something coming down on me in a negative way. Look at it as a realm of awareness, giving you options. That's really what it's about, is giving you options, right? It's telling you that this is going on today. Give based on the energy that's available for you on today. It's best if you go right. You can go left, right? However, if you go left, you might come out with a few injuries, but if you go right, you can get straight out. That's the beauty of numerology. But however, sometimes we miss the beauty of it because we're stuck in our cognitive dissonance, which is the state of mind that you have solidified either a truth, regardless of the additional information that you get, you still deem that particular foundation you have within your mental intellect to be the truth. And if anything comes around to try to change that, I'm going to buck up against it. There's going to be an issue. There's going to be a problem. So I want your cognitive dissonance to be broken so that you can really take advantage of the energy of numbers. So you can really take advantage of the energy of numbers. You weren't born on the day you were born, the month you were born, even the time you were born, just because it just so happenstance you just happened to pop out at that time. No, no, no. There's strong influence. You were born on the day you were born. You were born during the month you were born. You were born in the year you were born, because those particular time frames were best suited to push you into your purpose, push you into why you were sent into the earth. Those were essential patterns that had to come with you, right? Before you came into the earth, your soul already existed. When your soul took on the assignment to come into the earth, your soul entered into a body. Your soul had the assignment already. It already had the assignment. So, but you had to come in. Your entrance into the earth had to come at a specific time, so that you would not be experience as much hindrance in accomplishing your life's mission, your life's goal, even if you don't even know what it is yet, right? Because most people don't know what it is. Most people don't know what their goal is. For example, my assignment, my goal, even something that I picked up on by watching my personal patterns in my life, even before I begin to understand numerology and begin to implement numerology in my decision making and different things of that nature. I still knew that I was a person who sought out information. I'm a seeker of truth. I'm a very spiritual person. I love to teach spiritual things, right? Because that's my assignment on my life. And after I came into numerology and I began to study my birth pattern, I began to understand that the reason I'm like this is because that's the assignment on my life. That's the assignment on my life. I was born on December the 24th, 1969. For that particular reason, when I did the numerology on that alone, it even confirmed what I already knew, that my job is like, I'm like a sage in the earth, right? If you don't know what a sage is, go look up sage, SAGE. But I use that as a comparison, okay? Because sages are very spiritual people, right? They're constantly looking to get spiritual understanding, right? They're also looking to always make things clear to other people and help people recognize and see that the spiritual dimension is a real dimension. It's a real place, and it has real effect on your life, and it can affect you positively or affect you negatively. But the sooner that you come into the awareness of this, the better off your life will be. All right. The creator because the creator is such a bestower. He's a giver. He's always looking to give. The creator is always looking to give to mankind. Right. So he's always giving, even in your birthing, right, into the earth. He set everything up and established it a certain way so that you can flow into what your assignment. Your soul knows the assignment. Now your mind has to know. Your intellect has to know, so that your soul and your intellect can get in divine alignment, and then you can begin to accomplish everything you've been sitting here to do. You can enjoy complete satisfaction. You'll find that health and wealth begin to come a whole lot easier when you know why you're here. Because when you know, it begins to affect your judgment. You begin to understand, I need to be over here. I need to be doing this. The majority of my time, I should be doing this. During my off time, I should be, building myself in this area or that area, because that's the assignment on my life. And so I wanted to kind of jump in and just kind of give you guys a general synopsis, a general understanding on why numerology, why it's beneficial for us to understand and to know numerology. We should have been taught this stuff in school, because it would have really helped direct us right in the direction of life's fulfillment. A lot of people leave this earth unfulfilled because they did not know their purpose. They did not know why they existed. No one ever told them. Nobody ever told them about the instruments that are available to us that help us move into what we're called to do, that we can fulfill our assignment, right? But I don't want that to happen to you. So if you're watching this video right now, no matter where you are, just know that there's purpose for your life, no matter where you are right now, no matter what you're contending with, no matter where you came from, no matter if you're in a gutter or you're on the mountaintop. When you come into the knowledge and into the understanding of numerology, and you get an understanding on how to make decisions based on the numerological energy that's been given to you for your life and for your success level, you'll find yourself being able to make proper decisions on everything in your whole life. Everything. You'll find yourself being able to make better decisions. So listen, on the next broadcast, one of the things I'm gonna dive directly into understanding and knowing your birth path, or what they also call your destiny number, the birth path and the destiny number, right? But I just wanted to lay that foundation for you on today, so that as we move forward, as we progress, and as we continue to get more and more understanding about our own lives, that there'll be a foundation that you can move off of, and everything will fall in its rightful place, and you'll find yourself living a much more satisfying, very gratifying, very grateful life during your time here in the earth. So listen, this is Coach Marco. Thank you so much again for tuning in. And listen, be on the lookout for the next videos. Remember, I'm going to be talking about that birth path and that destiny number. And I believe it's going to really open you up for some great things. All right. See you next time.